Good morning. What's up, y'all? It's a beautiful sunny day. It was a great weekend. I hope everyone um enjoyed their weekend, whether you celebrate Valentine's Day or not. I just hope that every day is full of love and surprises. All right, so one of the things was been on my mind. I got this stuff going. It's resin. Oh, it smells so good, but it could be strong sometimes. So, yeah, I got a story. So, my neighbor had some mail that came to my house. Um, and I guess it's been about a week or so. And I hadn't been seeing him to give it to him. And so yesterday, I arrived home and I saw him. And I was like, I yelled across the street. Um, hey, woo woo, I got some mail for you. And then, that's it, So I go in the house, get the mail, come back out. I hand him his mail. And he goes, what's all that attitude? And I'm like, what? Yeah, he said when you told me to come get my mail, what was that? He said, I don't like that. Boo, boo, boo. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And in that moment, I remembered that I had a dream about him last week. And it wasn't really nothing significant other than in the dream, I saw him coming, descending the steps of, his residence. And he was with a young lady and he was coming down the steps, walking to a car. That's all I remember. I don't recall anything significant. But going back and forth with him about, him saying that he didn't like my attitude when I told him to come get his mail, which I don't feel that I had an attitude. I really didn't. It was mindless. It was just oh, hey, your mail. Let me get his mail. One of those things. But as he's trying to project onto me that I am upset or I was being disrespectful, the dream came through. And I said, aha. No, you were not, devil. And I ain't calling him a devil. I'm just saying that energy. No, you will not rob me of my peace, trying to bait me into defending, and excuse my French, who the fuck I am. No, you will not. Back up, Satan. And I just like, okay. And I just turned around and came on in the house. So there's something about that, y'all. Like I said, I've been speaking on this for about a week, saying don't let people bait you. It was just that quick that he tried to bait me into a situation, you know, um, that could have gotten out of hand because it was like he didn't even realize that the forces was using him to interrupt my damn peace. And I was like, oh no, okay. I had to gray rock his ass and come on in the house. Cause no, you're not gonna get no more time from me other than what you got. And quite often, uh, you know, his mail it get dropped in my house. So, you know, I was just trying to be nice, I ain't gonna lie. If it had not been the municipal court on the front of the envelope, I wouldn't even bother. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, now I know what to do. is gonna get filed, number 9. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because that's the end. All right. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. Let's let you know how quick the table can turn and how quick those darker forces, or how determined these darker energies are uh uh will try to get in and steal your peace, you know, take some of your energy by engaging with a back and forth. Okay, so be very mindful. It's just that quick. All right, so welcome in. Welcome in, thank you for being here. Thank you for liking, subscribing and sharing. I appreciate you all. um so without further ado, let's get in the bowl and see if Spirit wants to elaborate on this, or, you know, what's up. Let's just see what's up in the ethers. What do we need to know, Spirit? What do we need to know as a collective moving forward? What do we need to know? Ah, y'all see that jump out the bowl? I know y'all saw that jump out the bowl. That rarely happens. Wow. And I ain't even swishing it hard. I'm just kind of, you know, with the shadow. Mm-hmm. What else, girl? Okay. Okay. Scorpio and abundance. So that, to me, that Scorpio is closing something out. There's a death to the shadow, or death to something from the past. Because and then we have an elephant. So we have a ghost, the Scorpio symbol, zodiac symbol, and abundance. I mean, an elephant. All right. Is there anything else? Okay. That's it. Okay. 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 Let me say right there. All right. So we had the sacral chakra, the world, strength, the word bear. Now, I always say the bear is either strength, or it is, you know, like power. Um, or because it's a candy. I use it for a gift as well. We have an anchor, and we have Leo. So maybe the bear is a gift. I don't know. But something about some type of death transformation, leaving some the old energies. All right. Leaving those old energies, because there's a death and rebirth right here. You putting a death to them old energies. Remember I said, or maybe I didn't say, but in the past I probably would have went back and forth to him, just to prove to him, you know, that he was tripping. But I had to gray rock him and turn my back. I'm like, oh, okay. And so I'm leaving, you know, so this is Spirit saying to leave um those old energies, you know, anything that can, you know, like us facing our shadows, all right, will help you leave those old energies in the past, all right, because we're moving forward. We're putting a death to that, moving forward with our abundance, and we're finding new creative ways. You know, we're recreating ourselves, or we're finding new creative ways to be in the world, and and that's a gift, you know. Or we moving and being more powerful, all right. um uh yeah, find a new creative way to present yourself in the world. um or maybe a strong presentation or something like that, something. about this bear. Like I said, I'd rather be a gift. But anyway, whatever it is, it's anchored. All right. It's anchored in. And then we have a Leo. Mm. So I just heard you tame the lion. You tame the lion within. You know. Um, you have to be able to tame that lion. You have to have power, oh, not really power, but have a balance. Be balanced with your dark and your light. You know what I'm saying? And so having strength over or knowing your shadow is is easier to navigate in life. You know, when you know your shadow, like you know your when you know your triggers, they don't just pop out on you. You know what I'm saying? And because Spirit had already forewarned me of what this, because like I said, that I was gonna have an encounter with him. Now, like I said, in the dream, we didn't nothing happened. It was just that he was coming down the steps and we were aware of one another. Now if I'm not mistaken, he did speak. I just don't recall it right now. But anyway, I knew there was something. Okay, so and I asked her, "What is this?" But anyway, that was my spirits gave me a heads up that we were gonna have an interaction because I'm gonna tell y'all this. Had I not had that dream, because in the moment when he was going, "Oh, you need to learn how to talk to me," and this and that and the other, immediately, because I'm in two worlds at the same time, I'm having a whole conversation with Spirit while he running his mouth and about nothing, you know. So I was having a whole conversation with Spirit, like, okay, wait a minute, y'all gave me a dream about this. This is what y'all was warning me about. And then I remember it was nighttime. That's what I remember too. It was nighttime and the moon was shining in the distance. But let's say the moon was like the sun in the dream. All right. So as he running his mouth, I'm like talking in spirit. And I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like, okay, y'all gave me a dream about him. So what is happening right now? And then I remember like, take control of the ship. We armed you with the knowledge that he was gonna cross your path. I have the power in this moment to control what happens with this interaction. And so because I realized I had the power, I tamed the lion, I anchored it in. So that's what we're being told to do. Pay attention to your interactions with people. Face your shadow. Keep dealing with your shadow. Pay attention to the messages the spirit send you. Because all that is helping you navigate um um through these next few years. That's going to help you navigate through these next few years. Earlier in my message, it came across that moving forward, uh you have luck. You're gonna have luck moving forward because the strength of your guide, the guidance. When you connected to your spirit team, they're gonna guide you um through any troubled waters, any obstacles. They're always gonna give you a way out. All right. And so you have to be able to it's very important that you stay tapped in. All right. So that's enough for that. But we got this out on the table. All right. So let's see. Um, so it's anchored in, or you need to anchor it in by facing, putting that to an unbalanced shadow or something like that. Let's see. Hmm. Hold on, y'all, because I don't want to eat up the time. Wait a minute. Let me find some cards. I'm back. Let me see what time it is. I spent 15 minutes talking about that stuff. Anyway, I just wanted to give y'all an example of how slick this shit gonna be. All right, how quick that energy will try to creep in. As I was having a beautiful day, I was smiling and everything. You know what I'm saying? And I was having a beautiful day, and here he come. Cause you know the forces that be working through people don't like to see you with a smile on your face. So he thought he gonna come over here, and I'm doing a kind gesture, and he thought he just gonna come get his meal and take my place. No, Negro, go sit down. Okay, we got the flame of courage. All right. It says ignite the flame of courage, lighting the path of bravery amidst shadows of fear. All right. Mm. And we got true intentions. Stay authentic and aligned. Oh, I'm gonna take that. Because guess what? Oh, and behind the veil. Listen now. Listen now. Let me stop. Let me hold up. Let me hold up. All right. Now, let's take my story. And I guess Spirit want to use my story as a because they were very adamant that I share that story today. So it says flame of courage. Ignite the flame of courage, lighting the path of bravery amidst the shadows of fear. So basically, with me, okay, so basically, okay, I hear you, Spirit. Thank you. They said say it from this point of view. The point of view that let's assume, and I say assume because I don't know that man's faith or anything like that, but I do pay attention to him, to everybody on my street. I watch everybody. I'm very conscious of what's around me, and so if you're not tapped in, just based on the way he moves, he's not tapped in and has a relationship with spirit. And so I'm sharing that with y'all because you, I think I'm sharing this with y'all because there are going to be times where you are surrounded by people who are living from a fear-based mentality, a lack mentality. That's all that is in the same basket. All right. And him working from his shadow, you know, because I'm was shining my light. And like I say, when I always say the gremlins, I'm saying bright lights, bright lights, you know. Well, my light was too bright for him in the moment, and he wanted to bring my light down, what I'm saying, by trying to dominate me, to get me to cower and to reduce my frequency. All right. But I stood in my own flame of courage. All right. All right. And with the true intentions here, I stayed authentic to myself, to my own journey, to my plight, to my knowing, and owned who I was in the moment. It was like, oh, I own the fact that my relationship with spirit had already shown me what was behind the veil. Come on, spirit, with the dream. So what I'm saying to y'all is spirit will if you tap in, spirit's gonna always let you know what's going on. All right. And even in that moment, if you're not exactly sure, pull away. Because I pulled away, even though he was talking, he didn't know that I was in two worlds at the same time. And I'm having a full conversation with my spirit team. And and they were elaborating by having me revisit the dream. All right. And I saw what was happening in the moment. You understand? So I was able to own uh the direction that I was able to take control of the ship. I had the ball in my court. All right. So, and then here it says, what's this? It? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. This not. I swear it was something. Oh, it was. Okay. So I did want to take this. It was worth the effort. It says embrace challenges as opportunities to grow for growth. Knowing your dedication will lead you to rewarding discoveries. So I know now, and Spirit wants you to know as well. And I say I, me, you, we, all right, because we all on this journey, in this journey together, whether you believe it or not. You understand? Um, you have to know that the work that you are doing is worth the effort. You standing in your own truth, you standing in your power. Me standing in my power didn't mean arguing with a fool. And I'm not calling a man a fool. I'm just saying, period. Like, no word. Like, you know what I'm saying? Foolishness. Okay? Because he know not what he do. All right? But me arguing with him back and forth and proclaiming to be, oh, no. That's not what we here for. All right? Um, but I stood in my power. I exercised my power. All right? And it was worth the effort. All right? Because I stood on my true intentions. My true intentions was to give him his mail. My true intentions is to maintain my life. All right? To maintain my peace. All right? So I stood on business, and that was my saving grace. All right? That was my saving grace from keeping uh maintaining a peaceful energy, maintaining my frequency that I was on. Okay? Honoring myself in the moment. Yes. And right here, we got learning secrets. All right. So remember when I said I pulled back and I listened to, and I asked Spirit what was going on? You understand? So it says staying open mind and receptive as you uncover hidden truths and embrace the lessons they offer. So again, back to that moment when he got like, you need to learn how to talk to me. Okay, first of all, that's some shit you talking about with, this is probably what you need to say to someone who needs to be around you. I don't, so it doesn't even apply, number one. But number two, I pulled back from the situation. All right. I asked my guidance, why am I experiencing this right now? And once I listened and learned and saw what was going on, and I was receptive to learning in that moment, what's my next move? See, that's another thing. When in doubt, all right, don't fall back to your old ways. We didn't put a death to that. Don't fall back to your old ways. Popping off and you know what I'm saying, and over explaining yourself and defending yourself. I'll have nothing to defend, because I'm standing on my true intentions. My true intentions is to keep my peace, hold my light. All right, and move. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I pulled back and I was receptive to what Spirit had to say and how to move, carry on in the moment. All right, all right, and look, harbor of peace that kept me in the peace, that kept me uh anchored in at the harbor of peace. You understand what I'm saying? Come on, Spirit. Come on, Spirit. Now, like I said, I know I just used my story to teach this lesson, but again, I am you, you and me. All right, we all out here together. This is a collective read. So this lesson, applies to all of us in any area of our life. You can use this information. All right. Moving forward, you got to know. Don't let nobody bait you in, because that's what this energy is doing right now. And spirit keep telling us we gotta maintain a high frequency, because everything is all topsy turvy and the soil is turning over. God, you're trying to shift. You know, um, the planets are shifting, so energy is all over the place, and you have to be anchored in. Um, all right, and anchored in, anchored into your peace and your resolve for peace. Maintain your light. All right. All right. Hold on. Let me get a drink. Let me get a sip of this tea. Yes. Yes. So it is the beginning of the week. So I always like to give us a little weekly exercise. What them cards at? Oh, well, hold on. Let me see my time. Is it 26? Let's see, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and do that. I'm gonna give y'all self-esteem, and I'm do these self-esteems not because I'm saying, you know, well, I do the self-esteem because, like I said, we recreating ourselves, you know. uh like I say, in the past I might have gone kind of like back and forth with him a minute, because I don't want to be nobody to think I'm one way and that I'm not. But Spirit has raised me to know the truth deserves no defense. As long as I'm standing on my I know my worth, and I'm standing in my, I'm authentic, and I know what my true intentions was. I don't have to explain myself. All right. So for those of us who are going to come against these type of things, and you know, and you're recently turned over this new leaf, and we just might get tricked. Okay. And that's not to say that's not even a bad thing. It's not even something to be angry about. But but it is just to let you know you got a little bit more work to do. All right. If we allow ourselves to be baited back into some nonsense. All right. Or our old ways. Let's say that. All right. No means no, damn it. All right. Uh-oh. Okay, we got one. Look, card 78. Spirit wants to know you are amazing. All right. Focus on the positive. If you stay committed to having high vibrations with your own self-talk, with how you it's okay, thank you, Spirit say if you're practicing positive self-talk, when you make a mistake, when you mishap, and you correct yourself with kind words, with compassion, then when other folks come against you trying to interject something different into your bubble, then um you're able to maintain, because you're anchored in. You're able to maintain, and it's like, what was that little saying when you was a kid? Something about something to me, and it bounced back on you. I don't know the saying. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So basically, uh, that's what happened in the moment. You know, I what he threw at me, it bounced right back to him because I didn't receive it. You understand? I repelled it because my force field, expanded my force field, and I stood on my core beliefs, my core knowing. All right. All right. Uh so wow. Okay, Spirit. Okay, Spirit want me to say this because I understood it was a worthy cause, all right, to choose me in that moment. These two cards just slid off because they were up under this. It was a worthy cause to choose me in the moment and not get baited into some nonsense. All right. All right. So those numbers was 52 and 39. All right. Those numbers mean anything to you. But your self-esteem assignment this week. All right. Know that you need to know that you are amazing. All right. So it says take 30 minutes to commit. All right. And it says try this once a week. Your what you're gonna need is some paper and a writing utensil. And it says list some moments you are proud of from the past week. They can be large or small, such as overcoming a challenging thought, asserting yourself, or accomplishing a personal goal. It says tip. As you reflect on these moments, consider if they occurred when you were alone or if they included another individual. Like the story I just shared. Spirit, come on now. No, you ain't just gonna throw me out in the street and then turn around and use me for the lesson. To teach the lesson. Okay, I like it. I like it. Okay, okay. I did the spirit's good. Thank you. They show just they show just use me to teach a lesson, and they gonna turn around and say, okay, now y'all go home and do the work, do the homework. Now y'all, you know what I'm saying, do the same thing. See where um you had to stand on business by choosing yourself this week. All right. Spirit wants you to know that's a worthy cause in choosing yourself. All right. All right. It says, as you reflect on these moments, consider if they occurred when you were alone or if they included another individual. If you were with someone else, consider how their presence during your proud moment made you feel. All right. So that's your self-esteem homework this week. Just make a mental note. Um, yeah. It's yeah, where you overcame a challenge, whether it was by a thought, asserting yourself, or accomplishing a personal goal. All right, that is the homework for the week. I'll let you see that again. Screenshot it if you want. All right, and I'm turning to the back. If you want to screenshot that. All right. Stand on business. Know that you are amazing. All right. And what you choose when choosing yourself, you are the worthy cause. All right. Always choose yourself in the moment. Choose your peace. If that's your core belief that you will maintain your peace and maintain your life, stand on business. You're worthy. All right. So, what time is it? Because I'm telling y'all this doggone thing. It's got 4 minutes. Okay, let me get y'all an angel number, then I'm going to let you go. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Um, Oh, I love spirits. We're so silly. Now, spirit, my spirits are my best friends. I'm telling you, we be in here just having a good time. What is this? Okay, 11:44. We got this last week. 11:44. High vibes. Keep your vibes high. All right. It says divine intervention, prosperity, big ventures, fated events, faith, purpose, higher calling. Love or other happiness lurks just around the corner. It will be something much bigger than your wildest dreams. A rare opportunity, an exciting encounter with like-minded people will exceed your expectations. All right. So Keep your vibes high. All right. Keep your vibes high. That's what we focusing on. Is there anything else, Spirit? Let me see. One more. What's that? No, y'all ain't gonna have me read all those. I only got a couple minutes now. We got one more. One more. One more, Spirit. Just one. Okay. All right. We got 101. Starting over. Intelligence, dynamics, make any difference. Failures, personal or spiritual development. It says happiness is linked to self-expression, growth, and experience. Learning from failures is key. Happiness is real, possible, and around. Understand its process and the pursuit of it. Joy is fluid. It's in the little things and the big ones. Fails are fun. Start fresh. All right. So basically, because we put a death to the shadow, to that part of us that part of us that, for instance, I'm gonna use myself again. When in the past I probably would have been, oh no, I didn't and lower my vibe to get down to his vibe to make him feel better about what the fuck he going through. No. All right. So we start over. That's personal and spiritual development, not to let nobody challenge your core beliefs about who you are and your true intentions. All right. All right. That's all I got. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. On the bottom of the deck, we got Karma 888. All right. All right. It says balance, finances, success, wealth, cycles. What goes around comes around. All right.